WHO has been assessing this outbreak around the clock. We have therefore made the assessment that COVID-19 can be characterized as a pandemic.
President Trump declaring a national emergency just a little while ago.
But first, moments ago, California Governor Gavin Newsom ordering everyone in the state to stay at home.
So the photo is me with Jake Kyman from the UCLA basketball team, and this was maybe a week before lockdown happened, but at this point obviously I'm completely a bit oblivious to anything that's happening.
This was the first and last time that I had a friend cut my hair, and I think you could tell why by looking at the photo.
This is what I consider in my mind the last normal night of college I ever had.
I had run into one of my friends from elementary school actually, so he's the one that's next to me in that picture. And then I'm holding a yerba in that picture, and it represents how sleep deprived I was back then. But it was funny too, because my grades were really bad. So the yerba's basically for show, it's not it even helped me.
Me and some of my roommates, we went out to go find a new basketball court to play at, and we just kind of drove around the area until we found this little park at the top of the Berkeley Hills.
My situation was actually very unique. I was studying abroad when the whole thing happened in Madrid. I was having the time of my life. I was basically living with a bunch of friends that I had just made, and we had class, and then we would go out to eat at great places. We were exploring new cities. I have this ridiculous photo of me in Barcelona at a music festival.
This is my midterm score from one of my upper division math classes, and as you can see, I didn't do so well.
Back then, I was still working as an ER scribe.
I'm a huge tech theater fan. I've been working in tech theater for a very long time. And this show was the first one that I had done. I had just gotten back from a 6-month co-op being in Wisconsin, and I missed tech theater a lot. I missed the theater community at Cal Poly a lot.
My friend and I decided to try to skate down the grass areas next to Jan Steps. And we did that by laying down a path of dead pine leaves and skating down with our skateboards, but just the board.
It is crazy because, the friend who cut my hair, he cuts his own hair, right? He's a very stylish guy, so I thought I was in good hands. But, halfway through the haircut, the cleaning lady walks in, and I ask her, hey, how's my hair looking so far? Is it looking good? And she looks at my hair, and she just starts laughing. It was one of those laughs where, it just makes you feel straight up offended. And she just walked out of the bathroom without saying anything, which honestly offended me more, just because I don't even think she finished cleaning the bathroom.
I was pretty sad afterwards. I wanted to drop the class.
And the guy in the picture, he's not actually peeing, even though it really looks like he's just pissing on the trash can. I think he was just doing work on his laptop.
We knew that coronavirus was coming, but we didn't know how serious it was.
So one of the things I really remember about this show was that I made a lot of new friends with it. At this point, I'm kind of becoming a senior leader, so I'm leading a lot of people. I'm getting to do a lot more of the cooler jobs, in this case, running Lightboard.
After we had done playing, we went back to the car, and we kind of turned around, and we saw this just really beautiful view of the sun, the setting behind the hills across the bay.
And I remember feeling really insecure about myself back then. I had gained a lot of weight from freshman 15 and everything. And I remember feeling super self-conscious walking around because I just felt really bad about the way I looked, and I also felt really stupid too because of my grades. And it was just not a good time all around.
And I guess this is just the last time I took a picture with a stranger. Just kind of weird to say, but a selfie with a stranger.
When Gene Block sent out the email at 2 a.m., we were all ha ha ha, this is so funny. I can't believe we're testing people for coronavirus. Everything's gonna be okay in a couple of weeks. And obviously those couple of weeks turned into a year.
I remember in the moment I was yeah, this is what college is about, just having fun with friends and doing something really stupid.
Just stuck it out through the rest of the quarter. I tried my hardest, and at the end I got a B. I think partly it was due to the pandemic, though, because all the finals were take home.
Like, that stash of dead pine leaves is particularly valuable for us, so we kind of hid it behind some bushes and took it out the next time that we went grass skating.
I was supposed to DJ on Thursday. We were supposed to go to Ireland on the weekend for St. Patrick's Day, and Wednesday night at 4 a.m. local time, we're staying up and watching TV. Trump announced the Europe travel ban, and Thursday afternoon I was gone.
And looking back on this now, it definitely is a good memory, just because I remember at this exact moment, the biggest thing I needed to worry about was, how am I going to cover up this haircut for the next month? Or, if the automatic lights in the bathroom are going to stay on for the entirety of my shower,
I'm more fond of my social memories, because now I don't think about how, anxious I was in the moment.
There was always a reason not to crew a show. I was busy with school, I was busy with a club event or something like that, and I regret having not done more shows. I do regret not taking more opportunities, particularly now that I'm graduating and looking ahead to my career going forward. I don't know exactly how tech is going to fit into my life.
It's like when you're kids, and maybe you're kids in middle school or kids in high school, and you go to play on the field, and it's the last time, and you don't know it's the last time. I still had 2.5 months left of the semester. People always look bad at 2020, but I look back and say, man, first 2 months, I felt blessed.
I did miss, though, being with people, so when quarantine happened, it was really lonely, but I think it gave me the space I needed to get my back together. I lost all the weight that I put on freshman year, and I was also able to bring up my grades. None of that would have ever happened, I think, if quarantine hadn't happened.
Looking back now, right now, classes are very easy because of the pandemic, but last year, when I was in person, things were more difficult, but it was because of that difficulty that pushed me to work harder. And that's something I miss, and something I appreciate about the time before the pandemic, even though it was because of the pandemic that I passed the class.
When you graduate college, your friends are all scattered across the world, and you're not going to be within a 2-minute walk from each other, right? And that was always something that I was deeply afraid of, to let go and to not have anymore. And the pandemic just made all of that happen so fast.
Now my memories are more just nostalgic, and I miss people, and I miss doing things, and I'm just more fond of my memories, which is kind of nice.
No, it was just a really surreal moment to see that, and it was just made more meaningful by the fact that, for pretty much the entire 2020, I had been at home, and I hadn't been out with my friends in such a long time.
Just the fact that I'm able to even look back upon these moments and say that these were good memories is just a testament of how good God is.
But I think also looking at it now, it feels kind of like a closed chapter. High school tech was a chapter. This is another chapter that's now closed, and it's sad that it is, but I'm also excited to see what is next.